If a man came along, let's say y'all both make $500K a year. He's making $70K. He got a business plan. He got a vision. He's working towards that day in and day out. And you would have to look up at him on all the intangible. Does he get a chance?
No. I would rather be single. This is the thing.
Wow.
Let me tell you why. I have gotten to a certain point because I've built to a certain point. I am disciplined in everything. I'm disciplined in relationship with God, in my emotions, in my mentality, in my energy, in my body, and how I eat. I am very disciplined. And so I would expect that a man is the same thing. Because when you're disciplined, whatever you do the most is what compounds in your life. Why would I not give a shot to a person that makes $70,000 a year? I could put you on. Hell, I could even hire you. Come on, let's work together. We could do all of that. But as far as my man, because this is the thing, I refuse to give into a life where I start to feel like I can't have it all.
Oh,
that's where the insatiableness and the gluttony, because if you already have it all, why do you need a man to give you more? Like, that's the part of the conversation that I just cannot fully understand.
And maybe
it's not love that they want.
Maybe
it's not.
Let me finish. Hold on, let me finish.
Money have to be null and void of love.
I think it's because y'all keep going to money. Like, y'all don't really chime on like the other intangibles as much. It's mostly about the money.
But that's other tangibles. It's whole. It's all of it. If you're missing one, you can't rank one out on a scale of 1 to 10. In my lifestyle, in people that I know, I don't really know any people that make $70,000 a year.
Well, I know. Like, what about a high school teacher who loves the kids in his community, who's not on that money shit? He wants to serve.
That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the people that I am around on a daily basis, the people that I call on my phone. It's different. So I will say, my vantage point for what success looks like monetarily speaking is exponentially different than most people. I understand that. And I'm not here to wrong or shame the person that makes $70,000, because the truth is every single person deserves love. But like Tasia said, that's not going to happen with me, because I live in a space where I want to follow the leadership of my man. I want my man to make the decisions inside of my household. It's not about a dollar amount. It's not,
It is, though.
No,
because he can lead in other ways.
No,
and with finances,
you've got
even if
to
you make
lead
more.
the household. You can, look, money doesn't buy you happiness, but it buys you options.
Exactly.
This is the question. The question I want to ask in fairness.
Before he asks this question, I'm a little bit surprised at some of the things that she's saying. We've gone over her content, and she seems to be a supporter of average earning men and turning down the delusion of many of these modern women that we see here today. What's interesting, though, is that within her own life, and I want to be specific here because I believe that she's getting a lot of flack for this clip right here. Within her own life, she's saying based off of what she's ascended to monetarily, she would only consider a man that makes a certain amount of money. $70,000 is not enough if she was making over $400,000. Now, the thing is that when I talk about within modern dating today, the turning down of the irrational expectations or the delusion that many of these modern young women place themselves in, it is from an expectation that they understand where they are actually at. Now, I don't know the young lady personally, but if she is not covered in tattoos, if her womb has not already been fertilized previously within her life, she can truly be deeply feminine to a man. She is agreeable. She will not let the amount of money that she is making supersede her ego or to utilize it as leverage to withdraw that man from leadership. Listen, I'm not going to knock a young lady within her standards and expectations if it is not delusional in nature. Now, I will say that she's speaking specifically for herself, and if she has a platform, that means that she has a ton of access to men. And on her social media, I've never seen cleavage, so she demonstrates herself in a conservative manner, which that image is going to get the vying attention of a lot more high-earning men. And she says right here that she's in the neck of the woods of the area of men that are options that have that type of money. So I don't think that is outside of the realm of plausibility. The young lady would not accept that within her own life. But at the same damn time, you cannot use the amount of money that a man is currently making as an argument for his leadership. You cannot do it. You got bullshit ass streamers, TikTokers, and the Twitchers, the live streamers, that are making hundreds of thousands of dollars, if not millions of dollars per year, contributing damn goose egg. Meanwhile, you have school teachers, principals, contributing to the maturation of young people, which is incredibly important within our society today. That'll make 1/20th of the amount of the prank live streamer. For an example, the criticism that I would give to her within this part of the conversation is specifically that. Shit, I know lawyers, 5 years removed from law school, that are making $80,000 per year. The relation or the correlation towards level of leadership and whatever it is that you do to produce value within this world is the most uncorrelated that it's ever been in the history of ever due to the advent of the internet. Now, if you gain a community online, shit, bump this corporate life shit. You could be a content creator living in any part of the world making stupid money due to the economy of scale of the internet that is not correlated to even like highly important, like doctors, like brain surgeons and shit like that. Not even just that, but making $70K a year is above average. So to disqualify that man because of the discipline, the leadership, all of the things that she was naming is not correct. Now, if she wants to disqualify that man because she wants $1 million a year lifestyle, then that's a different argument. I got some more thoughts, but let's continue on listening.
The conversations that we have, and women are literally saying, I make $300,000 a year. If he makes $100K, he's not viable.
But wait, Doc, this is what I'm saying. I'm saying leadership. It's about leadership. So for me,
but money doesn't equate to leadership at
That's
all.
what I'm
This
saying.
is what I'm saying. I'm saying if you are going to lead me in the ways, that means you need to have the mindset. That means you need to have the mentality, the emotions, the spirit,
Okay.
the energy. If you're going to lead this household,
That's not unlocked at $400,000 per year, Sarah. That's what I'm trying to. It's not unlocked. And all of a sudden they have like this masculine leadership epiphany. Now, I will say, if you look at a man that is making $30,000 a year versus a man that's making $80,000 a year, there are some things in there that I can get with that argument. But you're not selecting the $80,000 a year man. Why? If she was just saying, listen, I just want this type of lifestyle, that's one thing. But to equate it to his leadership, nah. When men reach a certain status, it is normalized to date down. When women reach a certain status, they ain't dating down, baby. They going straight for the moon, all right? They going up even higher. $80,000 per year, you broke bitch. You must not have any leadership, you weak, pathetic man. Or at least that's how my ears are hearing it. Anyway, let's proceed.
I don't want to have to slow down to let you pass me up.
The average woman
What?
doesn't make that much money.
That's true.
Right? The actual listener is making 50, 70, maybe 80. Right. So what happens to the man that only makes 50, 70, 80? Is he now completely disqualified? Because we've completely changed the conversation.
In all fairness, she's talking about herself. She's not talking about the average woman. What I will say is that conversations like this or the things that she is saying need critique because women will take this shit and stir it up in their goddamn head and then spit it out as I just did a video on a young woman, 2X baby mama, and thinks that because she's getting a nursing degree, a man should be affording her $10,000 a month lifestyle. Kind of similarly to how there's many young men that might take something that an Andrew Tate says out of context. Andrew Tate will say the shit clear as shit. Young man might take it, spin it up in his head, and disseminate like an oddly positioned version of whatever it was that Andrew or myself said. So if the young man is disqualifying men or equating the amount of money that he is making off being a highly leadership capable man, and leadership is a basic tenet of masculinity. So in other words, a good man or a worthy man, that, you know, it deserves a conversation, even if it's just for her.
We said average. Now we're talking about men that make $300,000 a year.
Yeah,
we can't even keep the conversation to the same topic of the average man. He's still being bypassed in the conversation. Yeah. So if he's being bypassed in the conversation, well, we can't even stay on topic and talk about the man. Imagine the women that's listening to the conversation, their mind is still going to the $300,000 man.
Can I just say one more thing? Even if you are that 50, 60, 70,000 earning man, there is still a desire for you at some point to make enough to where your wife doesn't have to work.
Yes.
Are people
Yeah, but whose desire is that?
not able to make a living and provide a beautiful life with $50,000.
Yo, and that's what's crazy is that, you know, it goes down to the lifestyle. Like, this is really just about lifestyle. We live in America. There's an expectation, right? You walk outside the house, you hit with brand advertisement on the bus seat, right? Brand advertisement on top of the skyscraper, brand advertisement here, walking across the store, we're hit with all of these different types of things. The media, TV, shit, you probably done seen a couple of ads on this damn YouTube video. So there is an expectation of a lifestyle. Meanwhile, you could live in a low cost of living city, be paying like $12.50 a month in rent, decent school district. You may be 3 to 4 hours away from the airport, but you can absolutely live in those places. But, you know, your lifestyle will change. So it's really a conversation of lifestyle.
That's crazy. That is exactly what he said. That's exactly what he said. And to allude to a person, if a person makes under a certain amount of money, to say that they don't have the ability to lead, provide, and have all of these things. That's exactly what y'all are saying. Y'all are going a roundabout a way to say it, but that's how people are perceiving the things that y'all say.
There's a component of this that we are missing, and that is that men that are not happy with where they are financially are mean. They treat you terribly.
Shut up.
If you meet somebody and
Where
they're
you shaking
a
your head
300K
at?
woman, that may not be quite the lane for you. It doesn't mean that I value you less. It doesn't mean, but you're going to perform better. You're going to be a better person. You're going to have a better mindset. You're going to be in a clearer space when you feel valued, safe, at peace with where you are. And it's no harm, no foul in that. Stay there in that lane with the women that are in alignment with you, and don't be mad at us calling us broke gold diggers, dirty bald head scallywags on the internet, because we are in this
Sarah,
lane.
stop laughing at her.
Wonderful.
No, the position that this young lady is speaking from is from bitter, hurt, sad that she's not been selected. What she's trying to do is sign language average earning men to say, y'all ain't making enough money for me. You stay your asses over there. But she's trying to hook her nasty ass talons into what the first young lady is saying. And I can't stand that shit. She's speaking from a position of shaming men, whereas, again, the first young lady is speaking from her own standards and requirements. You thought you can sneak your little grubby paws in there and dogpile, but I caught ya. Gotcha, bitch. We will call it out as such.
Wonderful to meet a man and he's like, babe, let's do this together. Let's build. I got this, you got that. You got my back, I got your back. But the reality of it is because I went to school, I was valedictorian, I graduated, I got a master's degree, I did all this. Now you mad at me because you're not in my lane. Get in your lane, make some more money, and then come over here.
Okay, shut up. I'm tired of hearing her. How did she sneak through? Shout out to this young lady as well. I've never seen her before, but she was absolutely cooking. And I agree with her wholeheartedly. Is that leadership and the amount of money that you're making is loosely correlated, especially after you start making into the six figures or the multiple six figures. It could just be the avenue that you chose in order to make money in. Where the young lady went wrong, where is she at again? I think she was more towards the beginning. She keeps saying that it's not about the money when it absolutely is about the money. It's about the lifestyle. Just own it, baby girl. That's what you messed up with in this conversation. Because for sure, without a doubt, there's a man out there that makes $70,000 that'd be a great man to you and be a leader. But because you've established yourself and made all of this money, your submission has a price. And shit, all women have a price of submission at the end of the day. For some, it's six figures. For others, it's multiple six figures. And for women like Cassie, it was multiple M's. For the next at least month and a half, I'm going to continue to use Cassie tropes because the examples from that whole case, it's going to permeate throughout the content. But I will leave the content saying this, is that the reality of the situation is there are only it's like between 15 to 20% of all men in America who will earn $70,000 a year. So over 80% of men are just automatically disqualified, not even at making the theoretical example of over $400,000 per year, which is like 0.001%, right? But over 80% get disqualified due to these requirements, and these requirements are created because of how much money that you make. It is the number one issue that I see with these high earning or like these PhD type ladies. Shit, I had a conversation with a young lady who was getting a PhD, was probably gonna be making $150,000 to $200,000 per year after said PhD, but she was 5'2" and shaped like a damn basketball, as dense as a damn shot put, morbidly obese. Nevertheless, that's what she talked about, like going on dates with all of these men and they won't be able to keep up with her. And I'm sitting here listening to the bullshit from across the table like, oh, I gotta make a YouTube video about this. But anyway, I got a lot more to say, but I think like I'm going past my time limit. Maybe I'll bring this up and we'll have a live stream conversation in regards to this. But guys, drop me your questions, comments, concerns down up in the comment box down below. Do you agree with the points that I was saying within this? Do you think that it is unrealistic for her to be considering a guy that makes, as much money of her if she was making $400,000 per year? Leave me your comments down up in the comment box down below and let's get active on it, all right? Until next time, YouTube. Peace.